actually go to Spelman.
Oh, you go to Spelman?
Yeah, it's a college.
Spelman. Hi, Spelman. I love you guys. Peach is the best.
Aww.
Hello, my name is Kalin Tate, and I am a rising sophomore Bonner Community Service Scholar at Spelman College located in Atlanta, Georgia. As a Bonner Community Service Scholar, I perform community service not only on campus, but in the Atlanta, Georgia area at various elementary schools, the Atlanta Community Food Bank, and other nonprofit organizations. Being a Bonner Community Service Scholar is definitely a life-changing experience and has given me opportunities that I don't think I would have gotten anywhere else. But one of those opportunities is being able to be a unit counselor for Girl Scouts of Greater Los Angeles. And I was a Girl Scout Camp Osito Rancho located in the Big Bear Mountain in Los Angeles, California. For me to be away from home for 6 weeks, but I knew that this experience was going to make my life better, and it was going to definitely change me in ways I never thought I could. I love to serve the community, and I'm a lifetime member in Girl Scouting. So working at a Girl Scout camp, definitely, it really reached the heart for me because I was once in these campers' positions, and I wanted to mentor them and bring them up so they could be an amazing Girl Scout, just like how I was. No Barbie and Annie. Their camp names were Green Bean and Callie. They came and they picked me up from the airport, and all the way from the airport to driving up the mountain, we had an amazing conversation, and I knew I was going to have a great time at this camp, and I knew everything was going to be just fine. I knew I was going to make lifelong friends and lasting relationships with these people. And it's something that I was definitely excited about. Training lasted a week. And from that, it reminded me a lot of the developmental series that we had during the school year as a Bonner Scholar. And it not only developed me and trained me for the camp, but these were trainings that were training me for life. And even though they were long, they took up a lot of time, they were worth it because I was ready for camp, and I know I'm ready for the world from that training. There are two things that I'm afraid of. Even though I fly all the time in an airplane, and I love riding roller coasters, I am terrified of heights. When it comes, we have a ropes challenging course for the girls. It's basically where they put on harnesses, and they're kind of like tied to ropes, and they have to go on these courses that are really high up in the air where they have to like walk on tight ropes and different things like that. Well, I told myself that I was going to face my fear and I was going to do it. So I climbed up the ladder and I walked on the tightrope, but I was really scared. I ended up almost tipping over because I was so scared. I was crying for my mom. I was just really scared. But I remembered that the position that I was in, it could have easily been one of my campers. And I know if the camper was in my position that I was in, I would want them to keep going. So I said, if I would want them to keep going, then I need to keep going myself and push myself. So I pushed myself, and I definitely had some people help me along the way.
Your ropes course instructor.
You work on the ropes course.
Yeah. Low ropes, high ropes, zip lines.
All right. So Cougar, you were working on the ropes course when I had a hard time.
Yeah.
So what was your reaction? What were you thinking?
I was thinking that you were very brave for not freaking out while being 45-degree angle when you're supposed to be at a 90-degree angle.
Oh.
You did a great job. And you got back up and you came down and you were good.
So I'm also kind of afraid, not afraid of animals, but kind of immobilizing myself to another animal. For example, riding a horse. Riding a horse was exciting, but it was scary for me all at the same time because I never did it before. So,
hello, my name is Cheeks. I'm 21 years old. I am a cancer I identify as Aries, and I'm a business major at a community college. I'm an INTJ.
INTJ watermelon. 2K15.
Awesome. Okay. So and y'all are the
We are the horse
Horse
staff here
staff.
at Camp Osito Rancho in Big Bear, California.
awesome. So y'all were riding on the trail that I was riding on the very first time that I ever rode a horse in my life. And tell the camera what happened and how you reacted.
The horse you were on tripped, and you rolled off the horse and hit the ground.
It was a good time. I was leading the trail ride, and I stopped the trail ride, and I just heard a scream, and then I turned around and you saw the floor. But you were very graceful. You really just rolled right off Brandy. It was really nice. You were really brave. You got back on your horse.
Yay!
That was really good.
So, I definitely had some weekends off. Even though I was working about 24 hours with these girls, I had weekends off where I could go into Los Angeles and explore the beautiful city, the city of opportunity. I was able to visit the Grammy Museum and kind of explore downtown Los Angeles. And I ended up going to a Dodgers game. If anyone knows me, they know I love sports. And I love the Los Angeles Dodgers, just like my grandfather does. So I went to the Los Angeles Dodgers game. I had a really good seat. It was a really great game. It was the Los Angeles Dodgers versus the Milwaukee Brewers. And when I went, I really have a thing for crime scene investigation shows. So I like to meet different police officers and kind of take pictures with them. Well, I met this one officer, and I asked him if I could take a picture with him, and he said yes. And we had a short little conversation, and he gave me a baseball card with A.J. Ellis on it. And A.J. Ellis is the catcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And I was so excited that he gave me that baseball card. It was really, really heartwarming for me. And I was able to get a lot of other souvenirs, but most of the souvenirs that I got, I gave to my granddad because it's one of his dreams to go to a Los Angeles Dodgers game, but he's never had the opportunity. So I decided to give him the souvenir so he could feel like he was there. And I gave him a Magic Johnson bobblehead, which are limited edition. Being in Los Angeles also taught me that I really, really like ice cream a lot more than I thought I did. There's this one ice cream shop and this one bakery, and it's called Sprinkles, and it's located in Beverly Hills. And it's not too expensive, and it was really, really good. Every weekend that I had off, I always made sure that I was able to go to the bakery so I could get some of those amazing sweets. And it was definitely worth it. I really, really enjoyed going to town with my friends and visiting different restaurants, seeing all the sights, going into Hollywood and Sunset Boulevard and the different parts of Hollywood and Los Angeles, and visiting the Staples Center where the Los Angeles Lakers and Clippers and the Sparks play was amazing. Being able to take a picture in front of the legendary Magic Johnson statue really, really, really was one of my highlights. So definitely, even though I had an amazing time in town, I had to go back to camp. It was not a problem. I was actually very excited to come back and see the girls. Peach was my camp name. I chose a camp name Peach because, I'm from Georgia and the camp is in California, and, Georgia is really far away, so it really impressed the girls that I was from a different place. So, and, Georgia is known for the peaches. So I said, I'll be Peach. The first week, a girl told me, Peach, you're going to be famous one day. And when you're famous, I'm going to design your wedding dress. And I thought she was kidding, she was just laughing. But no, she drew out my wedding dress and she gave it to me and she said, Peach, don't lose this. So, of course, I'm not going to lose it. I kept it on the cover of my binder where I had to keep all our paperwork in. And it was definitely something that every time I saw it, I will never forget her. It was really sad to put those girls on the bus to send them back home, but, definitely. And the next week, I was still with Silvertips, the 4th through 5th grade girls, and I had a more challenging group. But there were these 2 girls in my group who, no matter what happened, they did not give me a hard time. They were the sweetest girls. They were so cooperative. And those 2 girls I'll never forget. And I definitely really enjoyed being around them. I remember one of them got homesick. She got really homesick, and I was so sad to see her crying. And I asked her, I said, "Why are you crying?" She said, "Because I miss my mom so, so much." And I was like, I miss my mom too. I'm from such a faraway place, and being so far away for such a long time, it makes me miss my mommy too. But a lot of times I have to think about what I'm doing, and what I'm doing is going to be great. And she wouldn't want me crying because I want to go home. She would want me to have fun. And when I told her that, she smiled, and she was just so happy that I talked to her. And she stopped crying, and she said, "Peach, thank you so much for talking to me. I feel so much better." And because she felt better, I felt better too, because I was almost crying with her because I was getting a little homesick too. But I definitely cheered up, and everything was fine. There are different activities that go on throughout the week. Like we have opening campfire, and then we have different activities like we have a tacky formal dance or fairy tale dinner or, pajama breakfast, things like that. And the girls love participating in it. And it was where they could dress up, they could see their favorite counselors dress up and things like that. And I did dress up for most of the activities. I was the camp princess for fairy tale dinner and for tacky formal. I also dressed up in my little tacky outfit. And the kids, they definitely loved seeing Peach participate. And even for the lunch luau, I got in my little hula skirt and my lei and my floral necklace, my one-piece bathing suit, and I got out there and I swam with the kids. And I had a blast with them, and they had a blast with me too. So I definitely did have a great time the first 2 weeks. And then the third week, I was with the 6th through 8th grade girls. And they were very, very sweet and interesting, just like my other weeks were. And we had fun, and we technically did the same things, but they were able to do a lot more since they were older. But I had a song for the girls that we sang every time we went somewhere, or if we were waiting for a long time at lunch and they were just getting hungrier and hungrier, we would sing songs to pass the time, to distract them from being so hungry. And it's definitely something that they really enjoyed, and so did I. And because they enjoyed it, I enjoyed it too. And I had a girl, I was talking about how I was going to get my hair done. And she said, "Peach, when you go get your hair done, I want to get my hair done too, because I want to get my hair done with someone funny, and you're funny." And that just made my day. And these kids, as you could probably tell, they always make my day. And even when I'm sad or if I'm having a bad day because of something else, the kids, they brighten up my day and they take my mind off of it and they don't even know it. Well, after that week, Green Bean, my manager, came up to me and she said she needed to talk to me. I was a little nervous, but I knew I didn't do anything wrong, so I knew everything would be okay. When I went to her office, she said, "Peach, because of your interactiveness with the girls and your experience in Girl Scouting, we think that you would do great as the arts and crafts coordinator, and stepping in place for some counselors who might have to step out for a little while." And I said, "Definitely, I'll do it." I was so excited. So I was no longer a camp counselor. I was the arts and crafts coordinator. And that was really, really exciting. Arts and crafts activities for the girls to do, like we made lanyards, and we made friendship bracelets, beaded crafts, beaded animals, and we even made arrow necklaces. The girls loved it, and I loved doing it with them too. Girls, they looked forward to coming to the art tent, to making different things with me. And one of my favorite arts and crafts that I did was with the smaller girls, 2nd and 3rd graders, and we made tie-dye shirts. And the shirts that I had, they were a little big. They had to have been extra larges. But the girls, they didn't care. They wanted the t-shirts, and they tie-dyed them. And the next day when I gave it to them, They were wearing these t-shirts all over camp. It was so cute because the day that I decided to wear mine, they decided to wear theirs too. And their shirts were so big on them, it literally looks like they were in dresses. And it was really, really amusing and cute to see. The girls, I had one girl come up to me and she said, well, you know, can I draw, Peach? And I said, yes, of course. And I gave her pencil and paper so she could draw. Then she asked me and she told me, she said, my uncle, you know, he's an artist for Pixar. And I said, oh, wow, that's really cool, really savvy. And she said, yeah, he drew all the characters for Inside Out. And I said, oh, that's beautiful. Okay now. And then we talked and she just really was comfortable talking to someone about it. And that's what I like doing with the girls, is making them feel comfortable talking to someone. And she, after talking with me, she was drawing a picture and she handed me the picture and she said, Peach, this is for you. And I said, for me? And she said, yes. And it just made me smile. It definitely was really heartwarming to see that picture that she drew for me. And I'll definitely never lose the artwork that these kids draw for me because it just reminds me of the impact that I make on kids through what I do. And I love it, and I really hope that I can continue doing this, even if it's not with Girl Scouts. I want to be able to continue mentoring girls in other ways. And it's truly, it changes my life that I'm changing theirs. And I really hope that I can continue doing that. I plan to go into broadcast journalism, and even though if I were to become really successful in my field, I want to help other girls become successful too, because I would know how hard it is and how hard you have to work. And from this camp, that is what this has taught me. Being a part of the Spelman College Glee Club, I've learned different slow songs and things like that. And there's one song that the Glee Club sings, and it's called A Choice to Change the World. And I wanted to teach the girls that song so they could learn and understand what it means to change the world and to be in a sisterhood like Girl Scouts. So when I taught them that song, they loved it. They loved singing it because they understood what it meant. They always asked me to sing it to them. They always wanted to do it. And it really, really made my day that they understood what the songs meant. And we sang fast songs, things like that. It's my choice and I choose to change the world. It's my choice and I choose to change the world. It's my voice and I speak with pride and courage. It's my voice and I speak with pride and courage. I will be the change I want to see. I'll be the change I want to see. I'll scream out loud and say, I'll scream out loud and say, it's my choice and I choose to change.
Why are you recording me?
It's my choice and I choose to change the world. Within Camp Osito, we are women of change. The shoulders that we stand upon never received applause or fame. Within their honor I will live each day better than before. To show the world it takes a choice to And I really hope that I get to come back and continue making an impact like this on girls. I never want this to change. And when I was giving my final hug and my final goodbyes to all my staff and my coworkers, they all said, Georgia misses you. And I said, and I miss it too, but I'm going to miss you guys a little bit more. And all the skills that I learned from camp, including leadership and patience and taking criticism, are definitely skills that I'm going to take with me to Spelman College. So Spelman, be ready, because what I'm going to bring back to teach you guys is definitely something that you can cherish too. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. If you have questions about Bonner or Spelman, I'm definitely all ears to listen. So don't forget, thank you.
Black the Beast.
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah. They want me to fall. They wanna see if I make it. With my back against the wall, put my head to the sky. No, I won't let them break me. I got great expectations. Great expectations. I'm ready. Yeah.